We had rain this morning, but we are finding still a little bit of a haze and cloudy skies as we go into the back half of our Monday. Of course, a little bit of sun on a Monday would be a big help. We just don't have it in the forecast for today. I've been watching further south towards Findlay as a lot of our rainfall has been geared towards there, but you're actually going to find the pavement on the side of the road starting to dry out, looking a little bit hazy there in Waterville, but you will find clouds for everybody, no matter if you're further north to south, east or west. So sunglasses weather not going to be much in the cards for us today. Here's an update on radar where we are seeing still some of that steadier rainfall, and that's going to be in the eastern portion of Ohio. You're actually going to find it well east of 75, bringing even some steadier rain just through the Cleveland area and further south. The clouds, though, filling in behind this system. You can kind of see that they're building, stretching all the way from Toledo into Indiana and even up towards our friends into Michigan. So we are going to be looking at still a cloudy day as we go into the afternoon. A wide look, though, across the country. We have this quick system that's starting to develop towards eastern Colorado and into the central plains. Otherwise, it's fairly quiet except for the severe weather threat that we do have off towards our south. Of course, we had devastating tornadoes over the weekend through Mississippi, and we are still seeing this line of showers, thunderstorms that is rolling on through. The best of energy, they're going to be these storms rolling and working with that as we go through the day today. So, of course, meteorologists will be keeping an eye on those storms that we have headed through Georgia and even into Alabama and even that southern portion of Mississippi there as well. So keeping an eye to that, especially after the recovery from the weekend. Now, closer to home, we do have the wet forecast for today as that quick system pushes out and even a couple of sprinkles this afternoon. But Tuesday, we'll have the green umbrella, meaning we really won't need it all that much. Wednesday, we're back at it with a wet forecast. Thursday, once again, the rain is off. You kind of get the idea. It's on and off as far as precipitation here through the week, and we will finish in the on position as far as Friday's forecast. 70% chance that we will be using those umbrellas. They will definitely be needed as we will be seeing some showers and maybe even some thunderstorms roll through the area. Here, though, this is the beginnings of our hour-by-hour forecast going through the day. That steady rainfall that we saw further east, that's going to continue to work its way out. The clouds, those stay here into town, and then we'll just have a couple of scattered showers that try to exist this afternoon, but many of us are just going to have a mainly dry Monday afternoon forecast. We'll have a cooler breeze, so that'll help us to dry out a little bit and dry out those roadways. Then overnight, a little bit of a clearing, and by Tuesday morning, we're also going to be looking at a few clouds, but also some sun back in the forecast. So it's nice to not only have dry weather, but to also see some sun to go along with it. You can see some days we're transitioning to spring. Yeah, other times we're holding on to onto winter, but you are going to find winter temperatures for today. A lot of our readings are just going to be into the mid 40s this afternoon and then falling back into the 30s. At this point in the season, we should be finding highs into the mid 50s. So we're about 10 degrees below average with just today's forecast alone. And then we have the rain showers, so it's been kind of a cool and damp Monday. But looking ahead in the forecast, a lot of us are excited about this one. So this is going to be tomorrow night that we have that planetary parade. So that's going to be Tuesday evening, and it's going to be off towards the west. You're going to want to keep your eyes towards the west immediately after sunset. So sunset tomorrow will be at 7:54 p.m. and then you will have the chance to see Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, Uranus, Mars. All 5 of those planets are going to line up. Of course, this is not quite to scale, but keep an eye close to the horizon and even beyond the moon as well, because in the western sky, you are going to be able to see those 5 planets if you get out there right after sunset and even about a half hour or so, because after that half hour post sunset has passed, you're actually going to find a few of these planets sink below the horizon. So make sure you're headed out there with your binoculars in hand. It's going to be helpful if you can see them. You might be able to pick them up with your bare eye, but more than likely binoculars are going to make it a little more of an enjoyable experience. So of course, we have updates on the WTOL 11 weather app as far as the forecast for viewing it. We're going to talk about it here, but also we'll have another update coming your way tomorrow if you make plans to check this out. So it should be pretty interesting. Of course, it's always fun to kind of keep our eyes to the sky for that. Now, here's a look at where we will have a few clouds out there as this is occurring. Of course, at sunset close to the 8 o'clock hour. But I am also looking west because that's going to be the direction that we will be looking to see those planets, and you are going to find clearing conditions. So hopefully you are able to catch a look between a few of the clouds that we have. Overall, I am happy to see that we do actually stand a chance to see this happen and catch a glimpse of all 5 of those planets. Of course, like I said, there will be some cloud cover out there, but at least we stand a chance to get a look at something that's out of this world. Now, if you're going to be outside, maybe standing in the driveway with those binoculars on, temperatures around the 7 o'clock hour are going to be into the mid 40s. So it won't be too frigid. You'll still want that sweatshirt on, but a lot of our temperatures as we go into the evening will fall from the mid 40s and then into the lower 40s. So just plan on a little bit of a cool spring evening to eye some of those planets. But I know a lot of us are maybe trying to get a little more spring-like weather, and hopefully we can do that. April is right around the corner. April 1st is going to be Saturday, so hopefully there's not too many fools and tricks into the forecast for the weekend. Average high by then should be close to that mid 50s mark, and your sunset will even be closer to the 8 o'clock hour. So definitely starting to feel and hopefully start to see more of a spring look across Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. Now we can use some warmer temperatures though to help maybe get some of those blossoms opening and going. Also might be a little bit early for that, but we just want to even see those leaves starting to burst as well. But temperatures today and tomorrow are going to be into the mid 40s. We even have 50 degrees by Wednesday, which is still below average, and you are going to find 60s for Friday and Saturday. However, we do have rainfall that'll go with them. Here's some showers that'll last even into your Saturday. So though you're going to want to be out and about enjoying 60s, you're going to have your umbrella for them. Another thing to note on Friday is that Friday is the Mud Hens home opener, so it's not ideal to see some showers and breezy conditions in the forecast. Of course, we will be keeping an eye on that, and you can too with the WTOL 11 weather app. As we go through the home opener weekend, you will find again a few showers on your Saturday. Sunday going to be a dry one, a little bit cooler. Temperatures will be around 48 degrees, but you will find a few 50s as we get closer to next week. Also some dry days as well. There will still be a few showers in the forecast, but we're always looking for some sun to kind of give us a little more of those spring vibes. Though the overall trend, plan on 40s, 50s, and maybe a few 60s in this forecast as we get a little bit closer and hopefully soon can open the door for some spring weather.